I'm Callum and welcome to my video series on teaching math phenomenon. This video is aimed at providing educators, such as yourselves, a full comprehensive lesson plan that you can translate into your own classroom. In this episode, we will be looking at symmetry in nature. The lessons provided in this video are aimed at children in grade 3 who have not had any engagement on the topic of symmetry. Now this links in well with the Victorian Curriculum Outcomes in Mathematics, identifying symmetry in nature, and these lessons cover the disciplines of maths, art, nature, and of course language. Now I do encourage you to cover as many disciplines here when using this lesson plan. This video will include visual arts activities, along with identifying symmetry in nature, and of course enhancing the students' language development. So as you can see, it does cover a range of disciplines that all intertwine into one lesson. Now a great way to begin any lesson is to have the children seated in front of you for a class discussion. At this point, we will address what understanding the students have when we raise the question, what is symmetry? Now don't be surprised if you don't receive a wave of responses. For many students, this will be a brand new term for them to understand and to come to grips with. So this is where you may need to step in to provide some examples. What is symmetry? Symmetry can be seen everywhere in nature. Symmetry is when one shape becomes exactly like another if you flip it, slide it, or turn it. The simplest type of symmetry is reflection symmetry, as shown in this image. If you draw a line down the middle of the flower, you can see that the left side is a mirror image of the right side. Now it is a good idea at this stage to show the students some examples of symmetry in nature. Here we have a bird in full flight, followed by a starfish. Snowflakes are also symmetrical, just as the various flower blooms we find in our gardens everywhere. Trees too can also be symmetrical, along with a stunning peacock feather. Let's move on to our activity. The students are going to create a butterfly using symmetry in a visual arts project. This is what you will need for the activity: paper, paint, paintbrushes, water, and of course, art smocks. Start by folding this piece of paper in half. Have students paint one half of the folded piece of paper. Encourage the students to use a lot of colours and brush techniques here, as the end result will look amazing. Avoid using too much paint, as this will cause a bleeding effect when we fold the piece of paper later. Encourage the students to mix colours and make patterns, as this will bring about a dramatic result. Once the paper has been nicely decorated, have the students fold over the piece of paper and gently press the paint down onto the other side. When we open the paper back up, it will be a beautiful butterfly, symmetrical on both sides. Once the artwork has dried, have the students use a marker to draw the butterfly's body and antennas. For an alternative activity, or to follow on from the previous example, have students create symmetric patterns using paper and scissors. In this example, we fold the paper, draw a shape, cut it out, and we have a butterfly. Encourage students when colouring in to mirror one side to the other, as you would see in symmetrical items in the environment. Now it's important to note that students don't have to work on butterflies. You can encourage them to think of other objects within their environment that are symmetrical, such as flowers, buildings, animals, and so on. Encourage the students to also create their own symmetrical shapes and objects. This brings about a lot of fun and creativity. After finishing the activities, it is important to have students reflect on what they have learned and discovered. This is a great opportunity for reflective thinking in a collaborative setting. Have students sit in a circle and share what they have discovered. Don't forget, when encouraging students to communicate their learning, ask open and reflective questions, such as, what did we learn today? What other objects are there in the environment that you think are symmetrical? Thank you for joining me on this video episode of Symmetry in Nature. Join me in the next episode, Geometric Patterns.